This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Hey guys, good morning. Hey, I see a drastic drop in the strength today, which is not good. We are still in the day one of the practicals, and missing a live session is going to have a great impact. Okay. Never ever skip a live session, especially when on the day we started practicals. It's a very bad choice to miss the practicals. Please make sure you are in the live going forward. Now, let's start with a quick recap. Uh, Dikshita, can you tell me about difference between is a class group and belongs to a class group and does not belong to a class group? Dikshita, are you there? Okay. Anybody from the session who wants to take this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nikhila,
this
am
is
I
Subodh
audible?
here. I'll take that.
Sure.
So, class groups are basically a way by which in Pega you can define how the objects are stored for any particular class. So, if you specify any particular class is a class group, that means it's a
Hmm.
parent and it has some
Hmm.
child classes. So, whenever objects are created for the child classes, they get stored in the table that is associated with that parent classes table, database table.
Okay.
So that is basically is a uh, uh, option,
Hmm.
and for the child we specify is a member of the group. And by default in Pega, any class is not a member of a class group. That means that particular table, that particular class has a database table associated with it, and any
Hmm.
objects created for that class will get stored in that particular table.
Okay. Good. I just want to rephrase it. Anybody who wants to rephrase and give an answer?
Yeah, Nikhila.
Yes.
Yeah, hi, Nikhila.
Yeah,
This is
sure,
Ashu.
please.
So, so these three are the part of a class grouping. So that class grouping means a collection of classes. So in this, means basically when we are making an inheritance between two classes like parent and child. So child classes can use the tables created by the parent classes. So
Hmm.
when we declare in parent, when we declare it is a class group, so it used to parent class and it's willing to share the its own
Hmm.
table with the child table. And
Hmm.
when we select like declare to belongs to a class group, this we declare in a child class. So it's ready to use the parent class tables. And
Hmm.
when we declare does not belongs to a class group, then in that case child classes use their own tables, not the parent table.
Exactly right. So the person who answered it before, hey, I understand that you understood the concept, but the way you conveyed was, slightly different. So just watch the same recording again.
And
You will
Nikhila, just want
understand.
to add one thing.
Mhm.
I just want to add one thing. I missed it. Like class group concept is only for concrete classes, not for the abstract class.
Exactly right. Okay. So just a recap, guys. To the person who has answered, before him, uh, you know, you understood the concept properly, but the way you're conveying there is a certain gap. I request you to watch the recording and correct that. Just mention that, see, class group means basically it's just a collection of classes. Now, is a class group belongs to a class group, does not belong to a class group. So this is a small setting which is present in the class definition form. And when do you use this? Only when it is a concrete class we use this, because abstract classes don't have any tables. As they don't have any tables, there is no concept of class group inside them, right? So if you look at any abstract class, I'm just logging in with administrator@pega.com. If you look at any abstract classes, they will not have this class group concept. They will not have this test connectivity button in the class rule form. Okay. Now, what is a class group? Is a class group means this particular class is having a table which it is willing to share with its child classes. Now, belongs to a class group means it's a child. It doesn't have its own table, but sharing the table of its parent. And does not belong to a class group. no sharing, me and my table, that's it. So these are the three options we have. And remember that for only concrete classes we will have this. Abstract classes, they do not create work objects, so no table, no class group concept.
Nikhila, so I want to add a point. All the
Sure.
data classes comes under does not belong to class.
Exactly right. But people doesn't know what is a data class, so I'm not disclosing all that right now.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
See, you can see this is an abstract class. There is no class group configuration itself. Okay. Whereas if you take any concrete classes, hopefully I think this is concrete. Let's check once. I'm not sure because they are Pega's OOTB classes. Where did I click? Yeah, this is a concrete class. So you can see that belongs to a class group and all the things. And at the bottom, the button to do the test connectivity. Okay.
Nikhila, I have a quick question.
Mhm.
In abstract classes, we share reusable components. So where in DB do they get stored if
You know,
not
you
in a table?
see, you will learn that. Yeah, we are starting practicals today, so you will learn all that. We are
Okay,
just creating rules under them. That's it. We'll do it.
okay,
And
okay.
I appreciate both for
Thank you.
picking up the question and answering it, guys. Only when you answer, I can correct you. I can help you in improving. If when I call, if you just keep yourself on mute and do not speak anything, then I can't help you. So please make sure you unmute and speak whatever you know. Now, going to the next question.
Nikhila,
Yes, Niharika.
hello.
Yes,
I
you're
have a
audible.
question.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we have a class, selecting the option like it is a class group,
Mm-hmm.
that class might be a child class for other class, right? It's like a layer of classes we have.
Mm,
So
right.
how come for that particular class the option will be selected? Because here for this,
Now
for
it is up
example,
to you. See,
let's take class
you
group.
you this particular class may be a child class. Now it's up to you whether you want to share your parents table or you yourself want to become a class group and share your table with the child classes. Is up to you. How do you want to do?
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, let's start the practicals. Then you can play with all these options and you can cross check once. Because on the air, if we discuss, it doesn't make any sense. We'll look into it. Now before that, let's see. Litin, would you like to talk about the enterprise class structure?
Yeah, Nikhila.
Yeah,
So,
Nikhila, this is Ashu.
No, wait.
You are sorry, I missed you. So you
Mm,
are asking for ECS?
right.
Yeah. So can I?
No, no. The question was to Ashu. No,
Okay,
Litin.
okay,
Sorry. Yeah,
okay, okay, okay. Sorry,
guys.
sorry.
I see somebody without joining the session without giving a name. So please give the names when you join. Otherwise, we can't accept. Kindly give the names when you join the session. I'm dropping the people who have not given the name. Yes, Litin. Please go ahead.
yes, Nikhila. So, ACS is a design or architecture followed by the PEGA application,
Mm-hmm.
and it has four layers. So, organization layer, division layer, framework layer, and the implementation layer,
Okay.
with the organization layer being a mandatory layer
Mm-hmm.
and division layer as well.
Mm-hmm.
But framework layer and the implementation layer, they are, I mean, any one of it, like those are sibling layers.
Framework and implementation are siblings? No, not exactly. Division and framework are
Yeah, it is.
siblings.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Original layer
division.
is optional and
Okay.
framework or implementation, it
Okay.
could be one.
Yes, Sangeeta.
Right,
So, okay.
Nikhila?
No, let Sangeeta complete. So, Sangeeta, can you tell me like what do you keep in each of these layers? Organization, division, framework, and implementation.
Yeah. This mainly is for the reusability purpose, Nikila. Like
Mm-hmm.
initially over the Pega platform layer, We go for the organization layer,
Mm-hmm.
and over that will be the division layer and the framework layer. So division layer can be optional one, and above that we go for the implementation layer. And again, this framework or the implementation layer can be the optional, so anyone is enough. And over that we will go for the our own application, whatever the customized one from our side.
No, the implementation layer is the customized application. There is nothing again, own application. Okay. So just a quick rephrasing of the sentences. So right, we have four layers. An enterprise class structure is nothing but the design or architecture that every PEGA project generally follows. And in this, we have four layers: organization, division, framework, and implementation. Organization being the mandatory layer, division and framework. Okay. It's like they're siblings, they're equals. Okay, so under organization, you have two layers: division, framework. Under this, you have implementation. So, implementation layer is the innermost layer, and this is the place where you keep the actual project code in the implementation layer. And in implementation and framework, any one you can create, you can leave the other one, they are optional, or you can have both of them. Now, framework contains the generic industry code. Division contains the code which is common across a particular division, like finance division, any particular division, sales division, whatever is common across a division, we keep there. And code which is common across the entire company, we keep it in the org layer. Code which is specific only to my project, we keep it in the implementation layer. So that is ECS. Okay, now let's talk about Supriya, can you tell me what is a class and what is an object? This will be the last question before we kickstart the practicals. Supriya, are you there? Okay. Surya, can you take up this
Can
question?
I take it, Nikhila?
Yes,
Can I
Divya.
take the question?
Yeah, let Divya take it up. Yes, Divya.
Nikhila, class
Mm.
is class contains rules,
Mhm.
whereas object is an instance of a class, like it is a transaction made at runtime.
Exactly. Any examples,
Object.
Divya?
Any like if in Amazon, like for example, if we take an Amazon, order
Mhm.
is a class,
Mhm.
whereas after we place an order, the order ID at the runtime order ID gets created. That is an object, work class or an object, work object or a class.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Divya. So, yeah, okay, we'll quick start practicals, guys. So, whatever you have learned till day, operators, access groups, roles, portals, application, rule sets, versions, class, inheritance, enterprise class structure, all this you're going to create today. Okay,
Hi,
everybody.
Nikhila.
Yes, please. Yes.
I have one question.
Mm,
In the ECS PPT, the
mm,
last diagram,
mm,
on top of a Pega based product, we build the organization layer, right?
mm-hmm. Okay.
But I have seen the division layer and the framework layer is
Mm.
solid line to the Pega based product. It means, can we build directly division layer and framework layer also on top?
No, no, it is all about the inheritance, right? So, okay, you're asking because they have no, solid line
Yeah.
means it's a directed inheritance. So directed
Okay.
inheritance,
Okay.
you remember, right? We put it manually, explicitly. You mentioned it as a parent.
Yes, yes. From
Mm.
division to we'll give the direct inheritance to the organization layer, right?
No, no,
So
no,
we
no.
can directly
From
give the,
division to org, it is pattern inheritance, right? In your name itself, it will be present.
sorry, sorry. Yeah.
Like this, it is like Amazon hyphen sales. Whereas,
Yes.
between sales and Pega, there is no relationship. So you can make Pega as your direct parent.
Okay. Yeah, from div to
Mm.
organization layer, it is a
Pattern.
pattern inheritance.
Right.
From division to Pega based product, it is direct
Directed.
inheritance.
Right, right. See,
Oh,
again, it is your choice. When you build a project, directed is optional. It's your choice whether you make it directed or so. It's your choice. Anyways, you'll end up with the Pegasus OOTB classes.
okay. Yeah. Thanks, correct.
Nikhila,
Yes.
Nikhila, I have a question.
Hmm.
What is the, I mean, if there is no difference between uh, directed inheritance or pattern inheritance, I'm still not able to understand why PEGA
Multiple
documentation
inheritance. Just it's multiple.
focuses so
There is
much.
no difference. Just multiple inheritance. See, I want some other set of classes as my parent, but they are not my
Hmm,
pattern parent. So how do I inherit from them? So multiple inheritance concept, just bringing them and making them my parents.
exactly. So the
Mm,
question is, as long as I make somebody parent, how
mm.
does it matter what type of inheritance it is? I call it a apple inheritance or I call it pineapple inheritance, right? It doesn't matter, correct? Unless there is some functional difference between that. If you inherit in pattern, then you can do this, or if you inherit directly, then you cannot do this. Is there anything difference like this? And if it
In
is
not
not, then how does it
Subodh,
matter what
not
you
only
call
in Pega, you go to Java, .NET, anywhere, inheritance remains the same. There is no difference whether you inherit from a single class or multiple classes. The only difference is just giving a broader picture of the content to you. That's it. Earlier, you had
it? Okay.
only access to the east side. Now you have access to the west side. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So as a
Uh,
developer,
Nikhila,
I
can
don't
I
need
explain
to.
him? Nikhila, can I explain him?
Okay. Okay.
Hold on, just wait.
Subodh,
Wait.
Subodh,
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Subodh,
Let's.
like,
Yeah. This should be the last question. I want to kickstart the practicals,
yeah.
please.
Subodh, whenever we take admission in other city in hostel or in any college, we have to explicitly define the local guardian. Okay, so they are our parents who can take care of it, and our main parents are already there. But we have to explicitly define the local
Okay.
guardian who can take
So,
care of her.
okay.
Okay, so that's the basically directed inheritance. We have if there is any other class which is not in our hierarchy in pattern inheritance, and we want to use that class properties, so we have to explicitly define that class as a parent class. Now in Pega they have come up with the functionality directed inheritance. So whenever we declare a class as a directed inheritance, we can use that property. So that we can compare is like a local guardian and our parents.
Right.
Uh,
Exactly.
okay,
It
we
is.
can take that
Mm-hmm.
offline. Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
we can
Right,
take that
Subodh.
off
We'll take that offline.
because I still not able to see the difference. Yeah.
Right.
Now, Subodh, you can
See.
pin me. I
Okay.
will try to help you to
Okay.
explain.
No,
Guys,
no,
let,
I
let's
understood the
pause
concept.
that here. See, please understand that there is no difference. Only thing is like you have some content in the other classes which is not accessible to you. So to make it accessible, I'm making it as my secondary parent or the directed parent. That's it. Okay. Yeah, we can discuss offline, Subodh. And Ashu, thanks for stepping in and helping. Now, let's kickstart the practicals. This is day one of the practical session. Now, I want to build a project in Pega. So let's say we bought the licensing from Pega, we took the enterprise edition software from Pega, and now we want to kickstart building an application. Whatever is the version of Pega you're using, Pega 5, Pega 6, Pega 7, Pega 8, 24, whatever version of Pega you're using, in order to log in into Pega for the very first time, remember, this is for the very first time because I do not have an operator ID for myself. I do not have a project yet. So, for the very first time, if I have to log in into Pega, we use administrator at pega.com and install as the credentials. So, I'm just going to paste it in the chat here. You can use it. So, it is administrator. Guys, please go on mute, Shrikant. So, it is administrated.pega.com and the password is in all lowercase letters INSTALL. Install is the password. Now you're going to click on the login. Okay. Now it's time for us to build a new project for ourselves and have some new operator IDs, new access groups, and everything. So, how can I build a project? You can see this. This is my current application name. It says Pega. No, I don't want to touch Pega. This is the core, the basic, the software which we have bought. You want to build your own application. So you have to click on this menu icon and click on new application. Okay. Now guys, for some of you, these names may not be visible and only some icons may be visible. It's like this. It could be like this. Now kindly don't panic. That's purely because of your screen size or the zoom that you have done. Okay. So if you're seeing something like this, it's just a screen rendering issue. Just zoom it, unzoom it, and see, you should see the names. Okay. Now just click on the new application option. We are planning to build a new project. So we have to click on this new application. I don't want you people to do in parallel with me. Please don't do in parallel with me. Just only watch it and do it offline. Okay. So you're going to build two projects anyways. One, whichever I teach you in the class. Two, whichever I'm giving you as a homework. So banking, I'll be teaching you in the class. Healthcare is a homework. So you will get enough hands-on. So don't do in parallel. Kindly watch the screen. That's it. Now they're asking you what type of application you're willing to build. What do you mean by what type of application? They mean, are you willing to build it from the scratch? Or you want to figure out some existing types and enhance it? Okay, so if you want to build it from the scratch, you can click on the continue button here. Or if you wish to see, okay, what are the existing types? It is something like a framework, a built-in project is already available. You can just pick it and you can build an enhancement to it, like an implementation layer to it. So these are the Pega's OOTB projects which are already available. Yeah, I created this Paytm, ignore that. The rest all are Pega's OOTB. So if you want, you can pick them and you can build something on top of it that is like an enhancement to it. But if you think, no, I would like to have something from the scratch, Jen, just go back and say from the scratch. I want to build it from the scratch. So continue. Now you get two options here, Theme Cosmos and Cosmos React. Now what is this? It is the theme of the application or the UI, the user interface of the application. See, let's say for example, you logged in into Gmail or you logged in into YouTube. Did you ever see themes? Even for your browser, Google Chrome, you have themes, right? So theme defines the look and feel, the colors, the font, the size, the various options you see on the screen. They all come from the theme, right? Depending upon the theme I choose, even in your mobile, you can put some themes in your WhatsApp or in your desktop, on the keypad, you can put some themes. What is all that? Just look and feel the color, the font, the options on the screen, the UI options. Similarly, in Pega, in earlier versions of Pega, I have a Word document. I wanted to show that. Hmm, okay. In earlier versions of Pega, actually, we used to have like this three. There were three options. Okay. We used to get Theme Cosmos, Theme UI Kit, and Cosmos React. Okay. The oldest one is Theme UI Kit. It's one of the old themes we used to use. And later, Theme Cosmos came into the picture. And after this, Cosmos React came into the picture. What is the difference? Just the look and feel, whatever I have explained you so far, the color, the font, the options on the screen varies. Okay. So theme UI kit is now deprecated. Nobody is using this theme. You can even see that it's not even coming on the screen. They have removed it completely. It's completely deprecated. Then you have theme Cosmos, the one which we are going to use now. Okay. And Cosmos React. So Cosmos React we are not using in personal edition because it is only for the enterprise editions. It is not working in the personal editions. Now what is the difference between this theme Cosmos and Cosmos React? Pega is using, those who are technical people, guys, Pega is using React JS in Cosmos React so that you have much more smooth navigation on the screens, much better UI. Okay. And in theme Cosmos, Pega is using something called as templates, so which made developers life little easier. More and more low code we are getting into. So theme UI kits enhancement is theme Cosmos. Theme Cosmos enhancement is Cosmos React. In React, they are using a React JS function at the backend, and in Theme Cosmos they have used HTML5, DSS, and few other things, which actually templates are being used. Templates concept in Pega are being used, which made things much easier for us, which you will learn after we start hands-on. So just understand that we have three themes in Pega: Theme UI Kit, Theme Cosmos, and Cosmos React. Theme UI Kit is now deprecated. Nobody is going to ask you about that. Theme Cosmos currently in the industry we are using. Cosmos React is the latest one. Okay, it's like React JS they are using and making things much easy for us. Now, just to show the difference, okay.
Nikhila, the React.js is used in Theme Cosmos or Cosmos React, Nikhila? Initially,
In
you told
Cosmos
Theme
React,
Cosmos.
no, in Cosmos React it is being used. Actually, I had a, just allow me a minute. Okay, I maintained a PPT where, yeah, this Word document, just to show you the difference, okay, like how it looks with that and with this, okay. See, these three options we had when you used UI kit. Okay, this is how the portal used to look, manager portal. You can see the left side, the center panel, the right side, and look at the look and feel, the options and all. Old, okay, deprecated one. This is how it used to look. Later on, whenever you create a work object, this is how it used to look. Old option. Then after that, Team Cosmos, see the difference, the look and feel of the application. The left panel, the center panel, the right panel. It's completely changed. Theme Cosmos. Okay. And now when you create a work object, it's like this. It's like a pop-up window, it comes and all. Okay. This is how it is. And for Cosmos React, I don't think I have a screenshot. It's like we are not able to use it in personal edition. So I'll try to grab a screenshot for that. Just the look and feel, everything changes. Okay. And it's pretty easy. It's like more and more you're going into the no code thing. They make a much easy for the developers to do the things. So we are going to use only theme Cosmos because this is not being supported in the personal editions. So I'm using this theme Cosmos. Okay, theme Cosmos. Kindly do not use Cosmos React. If you use it, we are not able to build the applications. Okay, because it's a personal edition, we are facing some issues. So please use this one. It's a theme, that's it, UI theme. Now, what's the name of your application? Now, hold on. Kindly don't give the name and click on the create button. Don't do that. Hold on. Just give the name of the application. So, this is a banking project. Okay. And I'm going to name it as claims. Okay. So, I would like to name my project as claims. Claims is my application. Or you can give it as EC, enterprise claims, anything. Okay. So, click on the advanced configuration. This is the place where you are going to give your enterprise class structure. Means, what is my organization name? What is my division name? What is my framework name? What is my implementation name? So this is the place where you do all that. So if you simply click on the create application button, you're going to miss this chat. Okay. And note, after creating an application, there is no option to roll back or no option to delete. So please don't reach out to me asking how to delete an application. It is not possible. Deleting an application is not possible because application creation means not just a single rule called as application. A lot of classes, rule sets, XYZ stuff will be created. Okay, so rolling back or deleting an application creation is not possible. So be careful when you're creating it. Now, the first thing that they're asking me is, would you like to have a framework or implementation? Remember, I told you framework or implementation we pick. We don't pick both, they are optional. Okay, so where's that? I mentioned it. Okay, just check in the PPT. I have mentioned it. Either framework or implementation we do, not both at a time. Okay, so we are building the implementation layer, means the actual project code I'm building. So I am taking implementation. Now in real time, we will have a separate team of people who works only on the frameworks. So what they do is they will select framework, they will give the framework name, and they will create the application. They will only keep the reusable code. Okay, so whatever code is common for everyone, they will keep in that. And in frameworks, generally, we do not create work objects. Frameworks means just to put the reusable code. According to PEGA, framework should not create any case types or put any, or no, they should not be executable. They should not be able to create work objects. Okay, but generally in real time we are doing it. So there'll be a separate team of people who purely works on the framework framework things, and they're going to share us the code. We will import it and we will use it. Okay, rest of the projects, everybody will be doing only the implementation thing. Okay, similarly in real time we'll have a separate team of people who does all the enhancements in organization layer and division layer. We, the actual project team, we constantly work only on the implementation layers. Okay, and whatever you feel like reusable, you can put it in organization, division, or framework. But generally, we have a separate team of people who works on org driven frameworks. We, most of them, work only on the implementation layers. So whenever there's a new update in the org layer, they'll mail everybody, hey, we have done some changes, import it, and we will import it. Same with the framework. Okay, so actual project creation always happens in the implementation layers. Now, what is the name of your implementation layer? It's always the application name. I just named my application as claims, right? So the same thing appears here, claims. Okay. Now the language, I'd have taken English. Now what's your company name? Okay, this company name should be the client company name. Let's say if you're working for Virtusa and you're working for HSBC, company name should be HSBC because whose project it is? HSBC project, not Virtusa's project. So this should be the client name, not your payroll name. If you're working for HSBC itself, wonderful, it will be HSBC one and the same. Okay, but remember this will be the company name for whom you're building the project. So let's say I'm saying it as HDFC. Now, which division of HDFC, like sales division, IT division, finance division, you'll have a lot of divisions in real time. So, which division? I'm putting it as finance. Okay. Now, extremely important, once upon a time, an interview question as well. If I want to create a division layer, how do I create it? By giving organization name, division name, it's not going to create the division layer. There's a checkbox over here. Only if you enable this, division layer will be created. If you forget, if you miss it, and you click on the save button, division layer will not be created. Okay. So now after the application creation is completed, I don't want people to compare their screen with my screen and say, Nikhila, your class name has a word finance. I'm not having it. That is because you did not enable this. Okay. So please be careful. You have to enable this. Only then the division layer will be created. Otherwise, it's not going to be created. Now, what is unit? In big organizations, we have lot of subdivisions as well. Okay, HDFC Finance, under Finance, I have another subdivision. Okay, so I want to put another layer. So we create unit layers if required. Again, you need to enable this checkbox, otherwise, it is not going to be created. And unit is optional. Generally, we don't talk about units when we discuss enterprise class structure. We only talk about organization, division, framework, and implementation. Unit is optional only in huge, big organizations where there are subdivisions, they use this. Okay, so organization, division, framework, and implementation. Four layers. Implementation layer name and the application name remains the same. Org layer is the company name, division layer is the finance name, and you see this by default your application version is 010101. Some people also call it as 010101. Okay, anything you can say. Now this is going to be a class name in the implementation layer. HDFC hyphen fin hyphen claims hyphen work. Why is the word finance truncated? The maximum size of a class name in Pega is 56 characters. If you go beyond 56, Pega is not going to allow you. So they will truncate it so that when you create a child class, you have some length. Okay. If your parent class itself has 40 characters, child class, they according to pattern inheritance, it's an extension to your parent class, right? So the number of characters in the child, they will count. It should not be more than 56. So it will be a problem. So make sure you use small names so that when you use child classes, they have some letters left to form the class names. So I prefer to leave it as Fin. Look at this screen and ask me if you have any questions.
Uh, Nikhila, if you won't give a class layer as a general division layer, by
Mhm.
default, what it will take?
Div. Whatever the word is there, that div will come. It will not create finance. It will just give it as div. Default was there, right? When you just launched the screen, there was a word as div. This will come.
Same for unit also, Nikhila.
Yes.
Unit it will take.
Right. It will take unit, but it is not going to create any layers. It will be just see, look at this. HDFC claims work. Where is div in between? Or where is finance in between? It is not there. Only when you enable this, they are going to make use of them and create them. When you disable this, they will not be present in your class structure.
Nikhila, can you talk about how we gave the work or why we gave the work as the class
Work,
group name?
no, I didn't give the name work yet, and I haven't even explained you. So down the lane, I'm
Yes.
going to tell you the difference between class, work, data, int, and all these things. Maybe after a couple of classes, I'm going to talk about it.
Okay. So for now, just we give it as work, right?
No, I didn't
Or
give it. It's auto generated. I haven't done that. It's just auto generated by Pega.
okay. So keep it like that. Basically.
Right. We prefer not to change it. If you want, you can change it, but we prefer not to.
Got it.
Okay.
Nikhila, application name is implementation layer name, right?
Yes, it's
Here,
one and the same, right?
claims.
Right.
Okay.
Nikhila, as you
Mm-hmm.
said, like there's a limitation of 56 character
Mm-hmm.
for the class name.
Mm-hmm.
So in case, means we have not taken care in starting and we have given our, large names. And now when we working
Okay,
on
see, these
inheritance,
kind of
so
mistakes we
can we
take
change?
care. See, that is the reason junior
Okay, okay.
developers are not going to do all these things. This is all going to be done by the architects in the project. Okay. So, as their architects, they are aware of all these things. So, we take care of them in the initial stages itself.
So, but we cannot correct it later
You
if we
cannot,
found like we
right?
did some.
Right, you can't.
Okay.
So, you should be careful in the beginning itself.
Nikhila, we are not going to create framework application or
Yes, we are
sorry,
not going to because any one of them only you can create. But I can show you how to create a framework and use it.
later
I
we
can
can
show.
create framework. This is what,
Sorry.
okay. Later we can create framework
Yeah, later you
application
can
that.
create a framework and then
So,
bring and import it into your project and you can use
uh,
it. That way we can do. Okay.
so here now the implementation layer class will be HDFC hyphen fin hyphen claims hyphen work type, right?
Exactly. Right. Okay. Now,
Nikhila, you
mhm.
one last. So you said 56 characters is the maximum limit, right,
Mm.
Nikhila? It is for child. It is
Any
taking care
class,
of.
any class, parent or child, whatever it is, the class name should not go beyond 56 characters.
But now, if we give finance also, it is not exceeding 25 also, right,
Right
Nikhila?
now,
But
it
why
is
it is?
not exceeding, but as you keep creating the child, according to pattern inheritance, the child name will be HDFC Finance Claims hyphen Work hyphen Child 1. So now some more characters
Yeah.
got added. So down the lane, as you keep on inheriting, you will not have sufficient number of characters. So better to cut down in the beginning itself so that your child can make use of the rest of the characters.
Okay. Okay. Okay,
Okay,
Nikhila.
now let's
Thank you.
please pause your questions. So we are creating a new application. Now quick recap. What did we do till now? I just went to this application menu and I took the new application option. Then I selected built from the scratch. Then I took the theme as theme Cosmos. And then I just gave my ECS and I'm going to click on the create application button. This is very simple now, right? That was not the case in the older versions of Pega. Okay, we used to fill a lot of screens. We used to have something called as Pega Express and we used to fill a lot of screens. Now this is pretty simple. It takes some time because a lot of backend things are getting created. Let's wait for it to create.
Nikhila, after we edited advanced configuration, we need to save it, right?
Right, save and then click on the create button.
Okay.
Now it's time for you to create new operators. Okay, so we are supposed to create some operator IDs here. Okay, and you can see there's only one option here, Cosmos authors. Okay, in earlier versions of Pega, we used to get even Cosmos users as well, along with authors. Before that, we used to get four options actually: manager, developer, tester, sorry, manager, developer, user, admin. We used to get four. Slowly, they narrowed down. Now we have only one option, that is Cosmos authors. Authors means nothing but admins. Okay, admin or developer, you can say, they are getting created. So this is a place where you create operator IDs, nothing but users of your application. You just created an application, right? How can you access that application without having an operator ID and access group? So we are going to create one base operator ID and access group here. So Pega is going to create some operator IDs and access groups in this screen. Okay. Now I would like to name it as Nikhila at claims, or you can say HDFC. Anything is okay. Let's say Nikhila at HDFC. At the rate is mandatory. Okay, if you don't give at the rate, they'll not accept in this particular screen. Later on, when you create operators, at the rate is not required. But in this screen, they expect at the rate because they're going to actually send a invite, email invite. So they expect you to put some at the rate here. Case sensitivity doesn't matter. Capital, small, anything is okay. So I just gave an email ID and click on the add button. Operator ID and access group is going to be generated. So this is my new operator ID. And this is the password to log in into the operator ID. So if you click on send invitation, it will even send you an email. Okay. If you want to add more users, you can add from here. Now one basic user is created, right? I can log in with this and to my new application and I can do the rest of the things. I don't want to have more users. So what I will do is this password is just randomly generated. It's difficult for me to remember. So what I will do is I will just open the operator ID and change the password. Or you can copy paste this, log off, use this password, log in and change your password. Anything is okay. I prefer to change it right away. So Anam, can you tell me where can I find the operators? Under which
Record
category?
Explorer organization.
Uh,
No, no.
Hi, Nikhila. You can go to Record
Mhm.
Explorer. Organization category?
Okay, let Anam answer, guys. The question was to Anam, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, operator ID.
Record Explorer,
Mm,
organization, and operator ID.
exactly.
So here you'll find Nikhila at the
Right.
rate
So you see the
hdfc.com.
new operator ID which I just generated. So over here, just go. I just want to update the password. So security tab, I want to give something easy and simple, and it doesn't ask you for the old password, that junk which was it doesn't ask you. So I'm just going to give it as rules. Now it is your choice. What you want, you can give. Submit. Now don't expect the password to be updated until unless you click on the save button. So many people reach out to me saying that Nikhil, I updated the password but still not able to log in. I don't know why I did it multiple times, still same issue. Don't panic. It's because you didn't click on the save button. Until unless you click on the save button, your changes are not updated. Make sure you save it. Now log off and relog in. Now hold on. Before you do that, there's a checkbox here. Do you see? Force password change on next login means Pega is going to ask you to change your password when you log in. So if you look at this, let's say it is Nikhila at cfc.com, and it will ask me to change the password now. I already updated it, but it is going to ask me. The reason is you have enabled this checkbox. Array, what is this? Okay, so what you have to do is, mm, one second. Oh, it went to claims already. So I'll just log in with administratorpega.com again. So please make sure, when you're dealing with that operator ID after changing the password, make sure you remove this checkbox. Otherwise, it's again going to ask you to change the password. So kindly remove this checkbox. Otherwise, it will ask you to change password again. So make sure again you click on the save button. Otherwise, nothing is updated. So now I can log off and log in with my new operator ID to check my new application. Log off. We are not going to use administrated Pega again. From tomorrow, you will be using only your own custom operator IDs which you generated. Do not log in with administratorpega.com and try to do your project. This is only the base credentials when you don't have your application. Okay, don't use that again. So now I'm going to log in into my application, my new project which is created. See, by default, it took me to App Studio. However, look at the application name, it is Claims. It's not Pega Platform, which means I'm in my application, I'm not in the Pega's built-in application.
Nikhila, so this password which we created now rules, right?
Mhm.
Does it have any expiry? Will it expire and will
No,
it
no,
ask for
no, it will not.
change?
It will not.
It is unless we change it manually, it will be the same
Yes.
forever. Okay.
Okay. Now, this is my new application. You can see it is Claims. Okay, this is my new project which I have created. And at the bottom, you can see that it is the first letter of my name. So again, some people reach out to me saying that you have N, I have A. No, please don't compare that. It's just the first letter of your name. Okay. So this is my new operator ID which was created. Okay. And this is the new access group. Do you see? Access group name is always application name colon your role. So claims colon authors, claims colon testers, claims colon business analyst, claims colon managers, claims colon users. That is how we name the access groups. And inside the access group, you remember we mentioned the application name, portals, and roles. So application name is claims 010101 version. And the four different studios are here. You can see Dev Studio, Prediction Studio, App Studio. Admin Studio is not there because this guy is not an administrator. Admin Studio is not there. If you want, you can add it. Okay. If you want, you can just add the Admin Studio like this. And please make sure you have developer as a default portal because every time I log in, I want a dev studio. I don't want app studio. Every time I log in, by default, I want dev studio. So please make developer as a default portal. Okay. Now that's it. Some roles are automatically created. We'll talk about roles in the next few minutes. And you can see here under operators, like only Nikhila is the person having this access group. So this is the access group. Now let's open the application to see what are the rule sets created. Application is just a collection of rule sets, right? So let's open the application to see the rule sets created. So you can see a lot of rule sets are created. Why only six rule sets are created? Why exactly six? It's purely depending upon your layers. Now, your application name is claims, right? Means your implementation layer name is claims. So this is your implementation layer name. You saw on the screen, right? HDFC Fin claims work. So my implementation layer name is claims. So claims will have two rule sets. Implementation layer has two rule sets, claims, claims int. Now what is my division layer? Finance, HDFC Finance. So it has two layers. What's my organization? What's my company name? HDFC. So two rule sets. So like this, for every layer, they will give you two rule sets. Now you can add more rule sets if you want. You can delete the existing rule sets if you don't want. Okay. By default, Pega
Yeah,
gives you
Nikhila,
these things.
your voice is not clear, Nikhila.
Is this the same
Some
for everyone?
minute.
Funny.
No, it's clear,
Okay.
Nikhila.
So funny, which means there's some network issue on your side.
Okay, okay, fine. I'll check from.
Okay. Sure. So this is how it is. You have to, by default, Pega gives you rule sets. Now, what is the difference between normal claims and int, normal finance and int? We will talk about it in the later sessions. Okay. For those of you who are already technical, guys, int means integration. For those of you who don't know what is integration, we are going to cover that in the later sessions. Okay. Now, do you see this built on application? So my application claims is actually built on Pega, right? But why is theme Cosmos coming? I told you, right? This is a kit, UI kit. I mean, like this is a theme, the look and feel of the application, the various options and all. So my application is built on theme Cosmos. Other than theme Cosmos, you can also use theme UI kit, or where is it, React thing? Yeah, Cosmos React at the top. Okay. You can also have these if you want. Okay, anyone, but any one of the three themes you can use. Now open this. This is built on Pega. Do you see this? So end of the day, my project is built on Pega only. And this is the rule set of theme Cosmos. So built on application. My application is built on theme Cosmos. Theme Cosmos is built on Pega. And Pega is the actual, software or the product which you have purchased. All the rule sets are here. They have huge number of rule sets. See, 55 rule sets they have.
Nikhila, I
Hmm.
have a question.
Hmm.
Nikhila, the very first screen where we were selecting, do you want to build from scratch or you want to build on?
Hmm.
In that drop down, also we have Pega Rules 8. So
Yes.
if we select there, it would be the same thing or something else?
No, then you are enhancing on same, directly built on Pega rules, then it is. No theme Cosmos or anything. Directly Pega rules you are building it.
Okay, okay,
But
okay.
generally we don't do that. Why would you directly build? We need some of the other themes. Depending upon that,
Okay,
only the screens, the options, everything will come. So now nobody
okay,
is now building directly on Pega. It is either theme Cosmos,
okay,
React, or UI kit. You have to use, no option.
okay. Thank you.
Wonderful.
And what are the main differences in the themes? And can we have an option like a preview?
Yeah, I have shown you the things, right? In the screenshot. Just the look and feel. Cosmos React, I'll try to get the
No.
screenshot.
Okay.
So the look and feel only,
And
what will change? As a developer, the various options we see on the screen during development also keeps changing. So we have
While
something called,
creating, we will not be having an
yeah,
option preview.
sorry, while creating.
Like once we select the UI or React Cosmos,
Hmm.
so do we have an option like a preview?
Preview? No, there is no preview, man. See, it is like, when
Okay.
you apply a theme, how everything changes in that particular website, the same way. It's not just only this
Mhm.
screen. When you're building any rule in Pega, the
So
options you
complete
see
one.
on the
Yeah.
screen. Yeah. When you create a new work object on Pega, the options you see on the screen. So everywhere, not here, not there, everywhere, the entire application look and feel will change.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. And
Thanks.
now UI kit is deprecated, so no need to worry about it. Now theme Cosmos is the latest one from Pega 20 for everybody. No, from latest version, it's again Constellation Pega is using. So we'll talk about all that later, anyways. So they're just enhancing the look and feel and making it more and more no code development or low code development. Okay, just they are making developers much more comfortable, making it more and more low code. We'll talk about it when we come there. Now, let's have a look at the various classes that got created. You just saw they have created the application, they have created the rule sets. Okay, you just saw all these, right? And we are built on theme Cosmos and theme Cosmos on the Pega rules. Now let's have a look at the classes as well. So when you say an application got created, it means operators got created, access groups got created, classes got created, rule sets got created. So many even OOTB tables, many other things even get created in the backend. So that is the reason it's not possible to delete an application. Once you create it, you have to bear it. Okay, if you did any mistake, please leave that application and create a new one with new names. You cannot create another application with exactly the same name. So don't try to create another application with exactly same name and share me screenshots sharing that I'm not able to do it. That's because you already have an application with that name. Pega will not allow you to do it. How can you have two projects with same name? So that will not happen. So if you made any mistake, take some new names and create it. Now, look at the.
Nikhil, I have a
Let
question.
me complete this,
So,
please. We'll come back to the questions.
okay.
So this is the implementation layer which we have generated. HDFC Finance claims work. So claims is my actual implementation layer. If you remember, claims was the application name. Now before that, it is finance, my division layer. So over here it is HDFC Finance. Before that, it is my organization layer, HDFC. Okay. Now, if I had framework, it will be HDFC hyphen FW hyphen something FW like claims FW hyphen work. But we did not create framework, so it is just like this HDFC FW. If I had it framework, it would be HDFC hyphen FW hyphen claims FW hyphen work. So it is not there, so it is empty. It's just FW. It's left over like that. Okay. So these are the layers we created in your application. Now you can look at the inheritance. Current classes work, pattern inheritance claims, pattern finance, pattern HDFC. From there, Pega's OOTB classes, how did they come? Directed inheritance. So in the org layer, you have directed inheritance. So in the org layer, what is this? We have directed inheritance work dash cover dash, and from there it is going. So like this, the inheritance is configured. Now, if you look at this, below every class, we have data, int. Okay, some words are there like this everywhere you go. If you look at this, one moment. See, work, data, int, UI pages. Under my class claims, my implementation layer. Similarly, if you go here, data, int is there. Similarly, if you go here, data, int. So everywhere you will see something called as work, data, int, UI pages. They are all some built-in classes of Pega. Okay, what is the difference between them and all? I'll be covering in the later sessions. Okay, so just remember in every layer you will have this work, data, int classes. We'll learn about them in the later sessions. Okay, now let me open my current class, my implementation class, and see what is inside it. This is a concrete class as expected. Please remember organization layer is always abstract and implementation is always concrete. Now under that you have is a class group. Okay, so this is a parent class it means. Is a class group means it's a parent class. It want to share the table with its child classes. Okay. Then if you come down, it's just the primary key in their table because they have a table. This is the primary key in their table. And if you click on the test connection, you can see the name of their table to which table it is connected. You will see this is the name of the table to which it is connected. Okay. So any questions so far, guys?
Um, Nikhila, is
Mhm.
it related to PG admin, the data table which you are telling?
Yes, your tables will be in PG admin 4 only because here the database that we are using is PG admin 4. In real time, the database can be Oracle, can be SQL Server, can be anything, whatever your company prefers to use.
Yeah, got it.
Nikhila, can we define our own primary key?
Yes, you can. You can change it. It is editable. Do you see?
Okay.
Remove it and you can define it. Now, one more important thing. So when we work in real time, if I want to know, what all rule sets I have access to, okay, we always click on the profile button. Click on the profile button. It gives me a complete picture of the user. Like what is this user's name, his email ID, his access group, and what all rule sets he can access. So this is something we use if I want to check what all rule sets I have access to. Okay, because sometimes my code is not working, it is not getting picked. So I will check here, do I have access to the tool set or not? We come and check here. Now, why are you checking here? Why can't you, open the operator access group, open the application and check? Because rule sets are actually present in the access group and application, right? In the application we have. So why can't we check here and why are we checking from the profile? The reason is here you have 6 rule sets and then you have a built-on application. In built-on application, you have one rule set. Again, there is another built-on application. In this, there are 55 rule sets. So it's pretty difficult for you, right? Let's say in real time, I have a lot of built-on applications. Because in real time, here you can have a framework application or you can have some other application. As a built-on application we can have. Then it is pretty difficult for us to, every single application you have to open and see whether this rule set is present or not. So the most easiest way is check profile. It covers all your rule sets from all your applications you have access to. Okay. So we prefer to use profile than opening every single thing and checking.
Nikhila, in
Hmm.
case if we delete operator ID,
Hmm.
what we can do? I mean,
What we will do? Nothing you will do. You have to log in as administrator@pega.com and create a new operator ID
again,
again. Right.
no need to create a new application, right?
No need. It is just an operator ID which got lost.
Okay.
We don't have any option to retrieve from database.
No, there is no option because they are records in the database, right? Once you delete them, they are deleted from the DB as well. There is no
There is
option
a
to
tentative deadline to delete actually,
nothing
as
like
I
that.
was working.
No, there is nothing like that. Once you delete something from here, it's immediately next second it's deleted from the DB.
Nikhila, if
Hello.
we delete something by mistake, we can retrieve from the configure in.
Hello,
Rules we
Nikhila.
can retrieve. Guys, one
Hello,
question is
Nikhila.
okay. One
Oh,
second. There's somebody asking the question and I'm answering it. Please wait.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we can only retrieve deleted rules, not data instances. I told you we have two different things in Pega. Data
correct, correct. I
instances
remember.
means operators, access groups, roles, privileges, all these are data instances. Means they're just records in the DB. Once you delete them, they're deleted from the DB and gone. Rules
Got it.
means flows, validations, all these things are rules. Even though they are deleted, we can recover them. See, if I delete this class, I can still recover it. If I delete an operator ID, I can't recover it. There's a difference. Yes, the person, please go ahead with the next question. Yes, somebody.
Hello.
So
Yes,
Nikhila,
Basha, you're audible. Let Basha complete. Ashu, 1 second. Yes, Basha,
Uh,
please.
Nikhila, actually, see, I have an admin portal, for
Uh-huh.
example. So if I want to see the profiles of my uh, who is in my team. For example, I have a five members in my team working. So can I see their profile, what all access that they have?
From admin, you can't see that because Pega's admin studio doesn't hold all that information. Whereas you can see it from here, from the records explorer, organization and operators, where you can see all the operator IDs and their profiles. Just open and click and see. Yes, Ashu, you have some questions?
Yeah, Nikla. So means we can say like data instances we cannot recover, and
Yes,
other than that rules and all we can recover, right?
yes, because it's just a record in the database. It's like, you went to Amazon. There is a mobile being sold today. It went out of stock. Let's say, this mobile is no way longer being sold by the, seller. They removed it from the database, so they can't recover it. So these are data instances. The products sold on Amazon are data instances. If they remove it, they will no longer be able to recover it. Whereas, your the seller profile, the buyer profile, these are also like data instances. Once deleted, you can't recover it. You have to again re-register. So like this, records in the database, once deleted, you can't get them back. They are all data instances. Whereas, the screen that
Okay.
Amazon has built to make the purchase, like credit card, debit card, and all, it's a it's a rule, it's a code they have written. So if you delete it, still they will have an option to recover it. Now, homework for you people. I want you people to create more operator IDs and more access groups in the application. So I will create one new operator ID and one new access group now, and I'm going to show you. And I want you to do the rest of the things. And next, I'm going to share you a document called as healthcare in the Google Classroom link. You have to follow the steps and create a new application in healthcare project only till new application creation. The document covers end to end all the tasks. Okay, don't do everything, please. Even if you know Pega, please don't do everything and come back and ask me questions. Do only till application creation. Okay, so before tomorrow's session, try to complete the application creation and operate riders and access group completion, like creation, by tomorrow's session. Now I'm going to show you how to create new operators in Pega. It is simple. Go over here. The simplest way is first, the most easiest way is take an existing operator, click on this button, you find save as, just give the new name.
Nikhila,
Let me complete it now. It's just disturbing the
yeah,
flow. Let me
no,
complete it.
I mean
We'll wait.
regarding this one only, like we have already create operator one OTB was there, no? Like we can able to create over
But
there.
nobody used you knows how to. But why would you use that? That was only for bulk operators. For single operator, why do you want to use that? And nobody knows an activity and all that yet. So there's no point in touching the
Oh,
code for me. Okay.
okay.
Now this is the way to create, guys. So I'm just creating a new operator who is called as manager at hdfc.com. Create and open. I just did the save as. Okay. Now click on the save. The operator ID is created. Okay. But now I want to do it in a different way, not save as, create from the scratch. So if you want to create from the scratch, create organization operator, or sorry, right click on organization, create operator. Either of the ways, okay, one and the same. End of the day, organization operator. That's it, you should know. Where you click doesn't matter, it's one and the same. Now I'm going to create him as approver at the rate hdfc.com. First one is just a short description. This is important. Okay, this one is important. Right? Case sensitivity doesn't matter. Okay, uppercase, lowercase, it's just username. Whatever you give it, one and the same. Just fill the mandatory fields. Access group is mandatory. I only have one access group so far, anyways. Oh, I also have users. Okay. So then let me. Oh, these are all the mandatory fields. Okay, you can see organization division unit under work tab. This should be filled. Which company? HDFC. Guys, please go on mute. Somebody is not on mute. I can see. Organization division, we only gave one, finance, so that is going to come. And unit, we didn't give anything, so just unit will come. Take it, submit. This is mandatory. Done. What else is mandatory? Password is mandatory. Go give some password, submit, save. Simple. Operator ID is created in two different ways. One, I did a save as. Two, I just created from the scratch and gave the mandatory fields it's created. This is about operator ID creation. Now I'm going to give you homework for a list of operators to be created and access groups to be created after the session. Now fine, this guy is manager. Why did you give him developer access group? Author means like developer. Similarly, this guy is an approver. Why did you give him developer access group? So you're not supposed to use these access groups here. So I need a new access group. Okay. Again, the simplest way to create is take an access group, do a save as. Okay. And I would like to call this as claims colon managers. Create. Okay. Application. Ashu, the application remains the same or do I need to change it?
It remains same.
Same.
Same. Basha.
Same.
Okay.
It remains same.
Same. Okay. Now, Anu, can you tell me what portal I have to give here? I'm in the managers access group. What portal should I give here from the list? Can you tell me which portal is suitable? Just look at, do you find any manager related portals, Anu?
Access manager.
Is it Anu or somebody else? Somebody else? Okay. You can take case manager. Access manager is different, guys. Okay. Generally, we have case manager. Access manager is a different thing where we, change roles, privileges, and all that. So we generally use case manager for managers. Okay. So you have to pick case manager and save your changes. Okay. Now, this rules and all I haven't taught you yet, so let them remain the same. Don't touch them. And this guy's a manager, so he don't need all these things. Why do you want to put all these things? Just remove all these things. Only manager. That's it. Okay. Now, how to build from the scratch? Same.
Nikhila, it's an app studio, right? Manager.
Managers, we give manager portal. Why do we give app studio? Okay, see, app studio is for managers. I agree, but generally we have custom manager portals for managers because actual managers of the project, okay, they look at the reports, they also create work objects, they need some work list, work basket. So according to my customers customized requirement, we actually build their portals. For time being, you give either the app studio or case manager 7, doesn't matter, but end of the day we are going to create a customized portal according to my client's requirement. Okay. So it is like this. I'm not giving App Studio because my managers are not going to create any case type or operators or tables from the portal. App Studio allows you to do all such things, right? My manager is only going to create work objects, look at the reports, and do such things. So I'm giving this manager portal instead of App Studio. Okay. Depending upon the usage, you can give any of the portals and also you can customize and create your new portals. Now, if I want to create a new access group from the scratch, it is from the security, not organization security. Okay. Now you have to give a name to this. So I would like to call it as claims colon approvers. This is how ideally you should create an access group name, application name colon the role. Okay. Now application name. All this.
Claims.
Claims. Catchy is coming. Okay. Exactly. Claims. Version. Whatever. You only have one version, so not much choice. Now the portal, you can use generally we use case manager portals only. As I told you, as per the customer requirement, we are going to build custom portals later. As of now, use case manager or user portal. Anything is okay. Okay, so I'll use user portal otherwise. Just and some of these portals are not supported right now with theme Cosmos, so they may not render properly. So don't worry. Now then, this roles as of now we don't have any new roles created, so I'll go with the existing ones only. Now, whatever came for this claims application, I'm just choosing the same rules. Save. Okay. So new access group is created. Now I want to use these access groups on my operator IDs. I create an operator ID manager at HDFC. Okay, I just want him to use manager access group and not developer access group. Save. If you don't save, it is not going to work. Similarly, this guy is a user, right? Approver. Okay, fine. So I have approvers access group. Save. Now all done. Three operator IDs, three different access groups done. Let's test it. So approver at hdfc.com and rules. As I told you, some of these portals are not supported for theme Cosmos, so look and feel will not be good. The rendering will not be good. Approver at HDFC, right? Okay, yeah, this is good, but case manager may not load good. See, you can see this is the new portal that is coming. See, they don't have an option to go to Dev Studio or App Studio or Admin Studio. They don't have such options. Just go create a work object, log off. That's it. And they can see reports, some custom things which you want, you can put here. Now log off. Let's try the other guy. The other guy is manager. Okay. After you create operator IDs and access groups, I want you people to log in and check like this. See, UI rendering is not good. It's not loading properly, right? Because this was built on theme Cosmos. Okay. So the UI rendering is not good. So don't worry about it. Okay. We are going to build our own custom portals. Even the you log off button, nothing is visible because it's built on this theme UI kit. And my project is on theme Cosmos. So it is not supported. So it doesn't come properly. That's okay. We are going to build our own custom portals. It doesn't matter. Okay. So like this, we have to create operator IDs and access groups. Operator IDs fall under organization category and access groups under security category.
Why are you not create an operator ID? Why that is only for create an operator only for single operator ID will be created. It's not multiple operators. So just only
Which
for
one?
click on run
Uh,
button and
which one you're saying, Raj? Activity to create
create.
operators. Is it? You're talking about the activity?
Uh, yes.
See, Raj, we are still in the day one of the session. Nobody knows what is an activity. And first of all, you should know
No, no.
how to create operators without using code. Why would I teach them how to use operators with code? So, without code, this is the basic way. This is how people create in real time. If somebody was asked to create an operator, nobody is going to run the code. This is how we create it. We run the code if we don't have a privilege to create the operators. If I'm not an admin and I don't have a privilege to create the operators, then that is the approach. Or if I want to create bulk operators, then that is the approach. Okay, otherwise this is the
Okay, but
general
only
approach.
for only create an app button or something. The organization. Okay,
Right,
it's not.
records explorer organization operator ID. Okay, because this create operator activity did not exist in the lower versions of Pega, and that is not the first approach for us to create operators. That is only useful when I'm not an admin and I don't have privileges to create operators, or I want to create bulk operators, then we use that option. Otherwise, this is the basic way to create.
So Nikhila, after creating the application, by default we got claims colon authors access group, right?
Right.
How is it like by default? How we got
By
that, Nikhila, while
default,
creating the
right. By default, if you
updated,
remove, if you remember the last screen where I give my operator ID Nikhila at hdfc.com, there was a drop down authors. So there the access group gets automatically created. Both operator ID and access group will get auto generated there.
okay, can we change? We did not have any option other than
No, we don't.
authors there,
Yes, we
right?
don't have an option. You have to go with authors only.
Okay. Okay. In real time also it will be the same, Nikhila?
Exactly the same.
Okay.
Okay. So now,
Nikhila, can we have both the division layer and framework layer in single application?
of course, 100% yes. So you already have
So
division
we have,
finance framework. We are going to bring it, and you have to put it as a built-on application here. Just that's it. Just bring it and put it as a built-on here.
okay,
And then you have to
okay,
put the
got it.
inheritance as well. Just putting as built-on is not enough. You also have to put the inheritance. Like you have to open this class, and in the place of directed inheritance. See right now work dash cover dash is there. Remove it, and you have to give the new framework application which you have brought. So that you have to give here, whatever it is, hyphen xyz, whatever it is, you have to give it here.
Okay.
We have 2 more minutes. Anybody has any questions? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, it's still 9, right? I'm sorry. We have time. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Please pause the questions then. No more questions. Let's start with a new topic. Okay. So now the application creation is done, operators are done, access groups are done, my default classes are created, my default rule sets are created. What next? What next in the application? So take a break for 5 minutes. Okay, just digest whatever we have learned so far. Then I'll teach you a new concept called as case type in Pega. Okay, so take a break till 8:35. We'll connect again in 5 minutes.
This
Okay,
conference will now be recorded.
so we are back after the break. Now let's start with a new topic. Just allow me a second. Okay. So next topic is case type in Pega. Okay. So now you have built an application, you have operators and everything. What is the next thing that you should do? You should write down the actual code of your application. So what is the first screen? What is the second screen? What is the third screen? What happens in each of these screens? The validations, XYZ stuff you need to build now. So you have to build the end-to-end life cycle of a business process. Okay. End-to-end life cycle. Okay. So before I actually start building the screens or write some piece of code to do the validations or data insertions or integrations, whatever it is, the first thing that I have to do is I have to write down what is the life cycle of my application. What are the various milestones I have in this application? From where to where the data is flowing? What is the dead end of this application? I mean, like, what is the last thing in the application? So all these things you need to identify first. After that, we build something called as case type in Pega. Now, in real world, what happens is, let's say, for example, it is like a loan processing application. So what will happen? I, along with my dev team and my management and my business analyst, we are going to sit and we have to identify what is the end-to-end life cycle. So what happens first? What next? What next? What next? And what is the last thing we need to identify? Like say for example, the first thing is the person is supposed to register into the application. Next, login. Next, request for the type of loan by providing all the info, the proofs, the documents, and everything. Then it goes to a different team for reviewing. If all the documents are reviewed and it is perfect and no additional documents are required, we go for approval. If all approved, then we'll go for dispatching the funds. Oh, this is the happy path. Okay, and the last one is dispatching funds is the last one. And then from there onwards, he'll be paying the EMI and the loan closure and everything. So in this requirement, my end-to-end life cycle is from taking the data from the user till approving or rejecting is the end-to-end life cycle. So in real life, whenever we build any project in Pega, first we have to identify what is the end-to-end life cycle of your business process. Okay. Now, if you take Amazon, take order placement. First thing is like, you will go select some items and you will add them to the cart. Then you'll make the payment and you will just you also have to mention the shipping address, billing address, and all those things, and you'll make the payment, and then it gets dispatched. Then they'll start sharing you all the tracking info and all that, and then you have an option to return or cancel or ask for a refund or ask for a replacement. So this is the end to end life cycle. Okay. Now after a certain amount of time, no returns, no refunds, and all that, it's the end of the life cycle. So, like this, whatever business we take, wherever we are trying to build a project, initially we write down what are the various milestones in that project. Milestone means the key things. See, when I say selecting an order, selecting an item and adding it to cart, there are many things involved in that, right? I have to list down all the sellers, I have to list down all the products, I have to filter according to the requirement he has selected. There are many things involved, but the major milestone, what is the major milestone? Build a search screen where the user will select some products and add them to the cart. Over. Second thing, take the address. Over. Third thing, payment. Over. Now, under payment, there will be a lot of things. It can be credit, debit, wallet, in net banking, cash on delivery. It can be anything. Again, everybody will have their own respective code to be built. But we are talking about the major milestones in that. Okay. And we just create a life cycle, end to end life cycle we are going to create. It's just like, you are traveling from Hyderabad to Delhi. What are the various major stations, your train stops or a flight stops? Okay, those are like the milestones. So when we build a project, we try to identify the major milestones in the entire life cycle and we try to build it. Okay. Now that is called as case type in Pega. Case type is nothing but the end-to-end life cycle of a business process. So who is going to do all these things? Again, the senior most people in the project will be doing all these things because only they know the business well. Okay, and only they know from where to where the application and the data is moving and all that. So generally the senior most people in the team will be doing this. Junior resources are not going to be a part of this. Okay, so the first thing that we do when we build a project is we are going to build the case type rule in Pega. Now do you see this case type explorer? This is the place where we are going to build it. So we built something called as case type. So we click on this button, add a case type, and it will ask you give me a name of your case type. So if I'm processing loans, I would name my case type as loan. If I'm processing orders, my case type name will be order. If I'm processing mobile recharge, case type name would be recharge. Okay. So if I'm processing a hotel booking, case type name would be booking. So like this, your case type name is nothing but what exactly you're trying to do in this project. That generally becomes the case type name. So my case type name is going to be as we already gave claims, right? Mm, Let me a second. Actually, this is also a claim. We already used that word, so I'm just thinking.
Yeah, Nikhila, you can mention like insurance.
No, my project is not about insurance. It's all about processing the fraud and non-fraud transactions which happen on your card. Let's call it as transactions. So Let's say we
Claims
call it
connector.
claims connector. Let's say,
Claims request.
yeah, let's call it as request. That is better. Claims request. Let me call it as claims request. Okay. Or e-claim request. Okay. So I just named it as e-claim request. Okay. Now hold on before you click on the submit button. Click on the advanced settings and see they give directed inheritance and pattern inheritance. Why are they giving all this? Inheritance comes into the picture only when you're dealing with the classes, right? Only classes will have inheritance. Now, why is this coming? It means that with this name, Pega is going to create a new class for you. Okay. So when you create a case type, Pega is actually creating a new class for you. Now, for this class, they are telling, hey, this is the pattern and this is the directed inheritance. And do you see this? Both are one and the same. Okay. They both are one and the same. So, tomorrow, if you want to give something else as a directed inheritance, you can give it. As of now, both are one and the same. Now, we are going to create a new class called as eClaims request. Okay. eClaim request or eClaims, you can give whatever you want. And my rule set, look at this. This is in the implementation layer, right? So I'm using implementation layer rule set. If it is an org layer, I would have used in this. If it is in division layer, I would have used this. Okay. So it is this one. Ignore about remote case type. Remote case type means in some other project, this work object will be created. Or from some other project, data will come and work object will be created. It's different. We are not using it so much in real time. Okay. So just you are creating a new work object, eClaim request. Submit.
Nikhila, will there be any difference of creating case type in Dev Studio or App Studio?
No, it's one and the same. You can create anywhere. But as I told you, as we are developers, we always work in the dev studio. We generally don't touch the app studio.
So Nikhila, it's creating a class, right? So means what is making a difference, like when we create a class through typecast and we directly go and create a class?
See here, the case type is creating. Okay, we are creating a case type. For that, let me save this. When I create a case type, automatically a class will be created here. If I refresh it, I'll find it. I need to refresh this. So you can see a new class is also created with exactly the same name as the case type. Now under this class, I'm going to put all the e-claim request related code, the screens, the flows, the validations, everything I'm going to put under this. Okay. Whereas if I create a class from here, like you can create a class from here like this, right click and say create sysadmin class. You can create a class like this. If you create a class like this, case type will not be present for that. Okay. So if you want a case type, then you have to create from here and Pega will create a class connecting to it. If you just want a class, you can create from here or here, like sysadmin class. I'll show you how to do that. But if you create classes like this, case types cannot be attached to it or connected to it. Okay. So when you create a case type like this, classes will be automatically generated. But when you create only class, case type will not be automatically generated or you can't even connect later. Okay.
Nikhila, in real time, do we create classes directly?
Yes, we
Like
create
for
a
any
lot,
projects?
a lot of classes we create directly. Not every class will have a case type. You will learn as we keep practicals, we'll be creating many
Okay.
classes, then you will realize.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now, let me complete this, guys. Let's complete case type. So I saved it. So what did I do now? I just went to the case type explorer and I clicked on add case type. Okay. And a new case type was created. Whenever a new case type is created, Pega automatically builds a new class for you that appears only if you refresh the screen. Okay. So you can see this e-claim request. Why don't you open the class and look at it once? Just look at it. It's e-claim request. Belongs to a class group. Do you see this? It is sharing the table of its parent. Belongs to a class group automatically. Okay, they are sharing the table. So if you click on the test connectivity, the table name will be the parent class table name. See, the table name is parent class table name. If it is child class, the word e-claim request should be there. It's not there. Only till work it is there. E-claim request is not there. So they are sharing the table of the parent. Okay, fine. Anyways, we are talking on the case type. Let's come back. So case type means just building the end-to-end life cycle of a business process. And please remember, in one project, I can have multiple case types. Let's say Paytm is my project. Okay. Let's say Paytm is my project. In Paytm, what all I'm doing? I'm doing, let me open Paytm. In Paytm, I can do a mobile recharge. I can book movie tickets, train tickets, flight tickets, bus tickets, and electricity bill payment, which means six case types I can have in Paytm project. Every case type is one end-to-end business flow. Recharge, one end-to-end business flow. Bus ticket, one end-to-end business flow. Okay. Now take something like, make my trip. What do you do here? Look at the website. I can book a flight, a hotel, a villa, or a package, holiday package, a train, a bus, a cab, and XYZ, which means for each of these things, I have different case types. Why? Because every headache has their own, sequence of screens, functions, this and that. Everything is different. Flight booking is different from holiday, hotel booking. This is different from holiday package booking. So everybody is going to have their own case type. So like this, in a real time project, you can have multiple case types. Okay, not necessary to be one, but generally I worked in projects, most of the time we had like hardly 1 to 4 case types, not more than that. Okay, again it still depends. We try to make it as granular as possible so that there is more reusability. So we don't try to dump everything in one place. The more granular it is, the more reusability you have. Okay, so we can build as many case types as you want. Okay, not just one single case type. Depending upon the business process, you can have more case types. Now, every case type will have a primary path. Please let me complete. Don't ask questions in between. Every case type will have something called as primary path and alternate path. Now, what is this primary and alternate? If you look at this, this is my case type rule, and you see something called as alternate written here. So, what is this alternate thing? Take the example of Amazon. Everybody will place order, but not everybody is going to return or ask for a replacement, right? Return and replacement is individual's choice. Not everybody is going to return and not everybody is going to replace, right? So return and replacement are alternate stages. Similarly, loan application. Everyone will apply for a loan and most of the times it gets approved or rejected. Now alternate thing, maybe you found out that this guy is some fraud. He's already cheated the bank in the past and didn't pay the loans and now he's coming for different proofs. So that can be an alternate stage. Okay. Now take flight booking. Let's say you booked a flight, everything went well. Okay. Now the alternate option is maybe due to some climatic conditions, the flight was cancelled and you have to reissue tickets to all the customers to a new date. This is alternate thing. Not every time it happens. So whenever you take a life cycle, there will be some optional paths or alternate paths. Maybe this can occur. So those are called as alternate paths. So when we build any application in Pega, we actually build what is the happy path. Happy path means what everybody is going to do. And then alternate path, what some people may do. We both have happy paths and alternate paths. So let me take you to this slide. Look at this. It's all about just selecting a person for the interview. The happy path is like first you collect the personal details, work experience, and all the other recommendations. Then you schedule an interview, and you will update the candidate and the interviewer. Then the interview will be done, and you may approve him or you may reject him. Now reject is an alternate path. Okay. Now if it is approved, what will you do? You will roll out the offer letter and all that. So this is how a life cycle is generally built. Okay, this is called as a life cycle. We call it as stages. We call them as stages. So a case type in Pega is just a collection of stages. Now, what is a stage? If you see here, the black colored ones are stages. Now, theoretically, what is a stage? Stage means it's just a milestone. Okay. Now, if you take the example of Amazon order, what are the milestones here? See, adding an item to the cart is first thing. Selecting an item is first thing. Second thing is like collecting your address is second thing. Third thing is like payment. Fourth thing is dispatch. So these four are the milestones. Now, under each of them, you can do multiple things. Under payment, there'll be a lot of things. Under address, there'll be a lot of things. Under each, again, there'll be a lot. But what are the key things, the prime things? They are called as stages. Now, if you take the example of, like loan processing, what are the key things? Collecting data, first thing. Second thing is like reviewing the documents, second thing. Third is like approving or rejecting. Fourth is dispatching the funds. These are the key things. Now, under each of them, you'll have a lot of stuff. Okay, but what are the key things? We call them as the stages. Now, stages and all is going to be identified by the lead or the senior most architects in the team. They are going to decide what are the various stages in your project. So you have to know the end-to-end life cycle of your project, and then you divide it into multiple stages, like multiple milestones. And then we are going to build the project. So this is going to be done by the senior most people in the team. And how many stages can you create? Pega suggests you to have 7 plus or minus 2. Means minimum 5 stages, maximum 9 stages Pega suggests you to have for every single case type. Okay, this is an interview question. How many stages you can create? Best practice 7 plus or minus 2 is the best practice. And what are the types of stages we have? Primary stages and alternate stages. Primary stages means happy path, means every user will go in this path. Alternate stages means only few users will go in this path, like refund, return, all these kind of things. Not everybody is going to take that path. Okay, now, so if you look at this is the case life cycle. Okay, now you have primary path, alternate path. Okay, we can build the primary and we can build the alternate. Just a second, guys. Okay, so you can see this, you can add as many stages as you want just by clicking the gray color icon, just a plus stage. And you can similarly add alternate stages as many as you want. Now let's create some stages in your project. So first of all, what is your project all about? This project is all about processing the fraud and non-fraud transactions which happen in your credit or debit card. Let's say, for example, somebody has stolen your card and they made some purchase online, and now you got to know that. So you complain to the bank saying that, my card is stolen, immediately right away block my card and issue me a new card. And to look into the issue, now what the bank will do, they will try to resolve the issue. If possible, they will try to roll back the transaction as well, which the person has done. So what are the various steps that a bank follows to get back the money? In this case is this application. Next thing, you went to a shopping mall, you swiped your card. Due to network issues, the card was swiped twice and the money is deducted twice. Now, what will you do? You call the bank and they will try to refund it by talking to the merchant bank. So, what are the various steps involved by the bank to get back the money? Second. Third, you made some online payment and you purchased a product. The vendor promised you to deliver you some service. He didn't do it. Now you complain the bank and they're try to get back the funds by talking to the merchant.
Oh, but it's not your mistake or my mistake. It's
Guys, please
because of
go on.
our mistake.
Dilip, are you talking to me? So like this, there will be various things, we do on the card. Any fraud and non-fraud can happen. Fraud means like somebody stolen your card, somebody has hacked your net banking credentials and taken the money. Non-fraud is like you went to an ATM, you swiped once, the money was deducted, but you did not get the cash. Cash wasn't dispatched. Or you went to a shopping mall due to network issue, you swiped twice, money was deducted twice. So all these kind of scenarios, how do you contact the bank, and how does bank resolve these issues? By talking to the merchant banks, by talking to Mastercard and Visa. How does bank resolve your issue? Is this project all about? This is a very important project and very good, because go to any banking any bank, HDFC, HSBC, Standard Charter, Bank of wherever you go, this is a common workflow. Every bank will have this project, 100% sure. So you can use my project description, you can use this entire project which I'm teaching you. You can keep in your resume, you can keep any client name, and you can say, yes, I worked on this project. Because this is a generic project, whichever banking company you go, this project will be there in the company. Okay, so let's create the various stages under this now. The first stage is collect information. Collect information means now the customer is going to call the bank and say, hey, this is the fraud or the non-fraud transaction. It happened on my card. Now you ask them, tell me the date of transaction, the time of transaction, the transaction ID, the card number, XYZ details you are going to take from him to file a complaint. So that is collect information, the stage one. Now stage two, what do you do? So we do something called as enrichment. Enrichment and whatever words I'm going to teach you, this is also common in all the banking projects. So you are even getting domain knowledge from this training. Not only Pega, you're also getting some domain knowledge. Whichever banking project you go, we use the words enrichment, provisional credit, chargeback, write off. And if you're attending any interviews on a banking project, they will even ask you, tell me what is chargeback, tell me what is representment. They will even ask you on the domain knowledge. So this is going to help you a lot. Now, what is enrichment? Enrichment means enriching the data, getting more information. Where do you get more information from? So, we connect to MasterCard and Visa to get more information about your transaction. So, you told me that some fraud or non-fraud transaction happened on your card. How can I trust you? Just because you are my customer, I can't trust you, right? So, what we do is now we send all this information to the MasterCard or Visa, depending upon whatever your card is. Now, those network providers are going to give me the actual information about the transaction, and more information about the transaction they are going to provide me. So, that is called as enrichment. We will write down the code related to enrichment below this. Now, the next one is provisional credit. What is provisional credit? Again, this is also a banking terminology. Whichever banking project you go, we use these words. What is provisional credit? Provisional credit means anytime if you went to an ATM and we have withdrawn the funds, the message came, but the money didn't come out. Money was not dispatched, and the message came. So much amount is deducted from your account. Now you complain them. What does bank do? Okay, don't panic. As you are the valuable customer, we are giving you the money as a temporary fund to you. Once the case is resolved, the money will be permanent in your account. So the temporary fund they are going to give you. Temporary fund means, let's say I was trying to withdraw 10,000 rupees from the ATM. I got a message it is deducted, but I didn't get the fund. So now when I complain the bank, they say, don't worry, Nikhila, we are going to give you the 10,000 right away. But this is a temporary fund means when I open my bank account, it will display that 10,000 rupees was credited, but I can't use that money until and unless the issue is resolved. If the bank gets to know that I am fraud, they will take back the money. If the bank gets to know, yes, this was a valid thing, they will make the money permanent in my account. So, provisional credit means just giving some temporary fund to the customer to maintain that good customer relationship. So, PC is nothing but just a temporary fund given to the customer. The next thing is chargeback. So, we are at the top of the hour, so I'll wrap up the session here, guys. So chargeback means now you connect to the merchant bank and you tell them, hey, my customer Nikhila was trying to withdraw money from your ATM. Let's say it is Axis Bank ATM. No, my customer is of HDFC Bank. She is trying to withdraw from the Axis Bank ATM. The money wasn't dispatched, but the message came like this: can you please refund the money? So they are going to check with the merchant bank, and now Axis Bank will refund the money, and your bank will refund it to you. So charge back means getting money back from the merchants. Okay, or you went to an shopping mall and swiped a card, money was deducted twice although you swiped once. So they are going to talk to the merchant bank of the shopping mall, whatever is their POS machine connected to, and they will tell them, hey, can you please refund the money, and they're going to refund it to your bank and your bank refunds to you. So chargeback is getting the money back from the vendors or merchants. So these are various milestones in this project that you are going to build, guys. There are some more, but we are running short of time, so rest I'll be covering tomorrow. Okay. So once again, what is a case type? Case type means one end-to-end life cycle, one workflow kind of, in your project, you have to identify what are the various milestones I have, and you have to break it into stages like this, and you have to build it. Okay. Under each stage, you're going to put actual flows, the code, the functionality, everything you're going to put under each stage. But first, you have to build case type with multiple stages under them. Every stage is a milestone in the case life cycle, means it should add some importance. Provisional credit, there is some importance, right? Giving some temporary fund, chargeback, getting the money back, there is some importance. Okay, so there should be it should be a milestone in the life cycle. Only such things we make them as stages. And we have two types of stages, primary and alternate. Alternate means optional. Not everybody will go here, only some people will go here. Let's say alternate stages, customer himself is a fraud. Not every customer will be a fraud, right? Only some people will be fraud and they'll try to cheat the bank and get the money back. So customer himself being a fraud is a alternate stage. So we are going to do all this in the next session, which is tomorrow. Any questions so far, guys?
Nikhila, so when we are created case types, the
Mm.
class is created. So you have mentioned we can create the class directly in other ways.
Yes, yes.
So usually when we will go with those options, is there any difference?
Right. See, not every piece of code that you create in an application needs a case type. Okay. Like, say, for example, mm, take this. Okay. Flight, hotel, and all these things will need a case type. Okay. But let's say, I want to build a functionality for registration and login. Registration and login may not require a case type. Okay. So I just need a normal class where I can put all the code and the functionality related to registration and case type, and I can let them do. Okay. So like this, in certain places we don't have a case type. So case type means there should be a big life cycle. Registration and login, there's no life cycle. Just you give the username, password, personal data. That's it. We create an operator ID for you, done. So certain things actually don't have life cycles. They are like simple stuff. For simple stuff, we don't create, case type. Similarly, let's say the payment thing only. Now you want to connect to, credit card, debit card, or you want to connect to your phone pay, Google Pay, and make the payment. Now for this piece of code, you need integrations. Means you want to connect to an external system and process the things and all. For that also, we may need some classes, and they don't have any life cycle. It is a simple thing. You connect to them, give them the from account to account and amount, they will deduct. That's it. You will need classes in this case. Why will you need and all? You will learn as we keep moving further in the training. It is still day one, you may not understand now. But there are certain things in the project where we don't need a case type, but we need a separate class to put the code separately. We don't want to mix it, we want to create it separate. So then we start creating. Mm, I'm just trying to, get some examples like. Mhm. Okay, let me
Give an
think.
example.
Let me think of an example and tell you tomorrow. As we are running short of time, I'm not able to take it up now. I'll tell you some
Okay.
examples tomorrow. Okay, right. So
Is
not
Can you
that
give
only.
one?
case type
Mhm.
is mandatory for every application, is it? For each and every application?
Yes, if your application is going to build some work objects, then case type is mandatory, because when a person is using your application, he is actually traveling on what you have built here. He will come here, whatever you have written will get executed, then he will go here, then here, then here. So every single person using your application is going to experience what you have built here.
Okay.
So it is mandatory. to have a case type in the project if your project is creating work objects. Okay, so that's it for the day, guys. Any questions? Let's connect tomorrow in the session and let's discuss. So, homework for you people, I'm going to text you on the WhatsApp group. What are the operator IDs and access groups I want you to create? I also want you to create a new application in the healthcare application as well. The document I'm going to put it in the Google Classroom. So, there also it involves operators and access groups creation. I want you to create in both the projects. Okay, so from now onwards, every single session you will have some task assigned. So please make sure you try to complete it on time. Okay, otherwise you will go off track. And make sure 100% you are a part of the live training, even though if you have not completed the tasks, so that at least you can know what is happening in the session theoretically. Okay, guys, then thank you so much. That's it for the
Uh,
day. Mhm.
Nikhila, how to get the Google Cloud
Google
Drive
Classroom.
access?
I have asked everybody to send me the email IDs to grant them access. If you have sent me, you should have already received an email. Just check in the spam as
Yeah,
well.
no,
Most. Mhm.
I sent it today. Uh,
Sure. Okay.
like just before the class. Yes. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, guys. Then thank you so much. See you again tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you, Nikhila. Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you, Nikhila.
Thank you so much.
Nikhila.
Thank you.